Hello, hello. Welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome to the channel. I am super excited to be bringing you guys another video, and I just want to make sure that I have my camera in position. Let me make sure that we are recording. Okay, we are most certainly recording. So yeah, how are you guys? I think it's been a day or two since we've been here together. Anyways, I am super excited for today's video, but before we start the video, let me just say thank you and show love to everyone that has been subscribing, leaving comments, guys. Our channel is growing. We are almost at 3,000 watch hours, which is super amazing. So please continue watching the videos. If you're watching and you have yet to subscribe, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys, because this year, my goal is not only to help as many people as I can become homeowners or sell their homes in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. My goal is also to become a monetized YouTube channel so that I can continue to bring this data to the masses that need the type of information that I bring you guys. You guys know that I'm telling you how to buy a house. I'm telling you how to get unstuck, how to stay motivated. And the theme for 2025 is not getting tricked out the bag. You got it? Good. All right. I had to take a little cup of my coffee. I had to take a little sip of my coffee. It's almost done. But guys, I am so excited for today's video because there is so much going on, and I just want to stay on theme. I have a lot of data for you, and I'm going to try to bring this to you. But most importantly, I think that the consensus of what today's video is going to be about, and for now, I feel like this is truly the purpose of this channel. It's going to be to free your mind. We have to undo the programming from the past. This is everybody. If you're watching my videos, you are not watching them by coincidence. I hate using this wording, but I have to use it. I feel like God is calling us to a higher place, right? I can't pretend like I'm not a child of God. I can't pretend like I'm not a spiritual being, because I am. And the Lord is calling us all to step into our greatness, okay? This is no longer the season to play victim. This is no longer the season to be in doom and gloom. It is everywhere around us, okay? It looks very chaotic right now. But you must get up every day with a purpose, okay? We read for the book of January. If you are in my book club, the book of January was The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. And in the month of February, we have been reading Think and Grow Rich, okay? Think and Grow Rich, I'm going to keep it 100, y'all. I am nowhere near finished reading it for the month of February. So Think and Grow Rich is going to continue into the month of March. But I do have a book for us to read for the month of March. But Think and Grow Rich is going to just continue out, right? But if you have started reading Think and Grow Rich and you've read chapter 2, you have your chief definite purpose statement. In this statement, this is where you are going to write out what your goal is for this next year. How much money do you want to make? What services or what products are you going to sell in order to make that type of money? And you're going to write out a plan on how to achieve your goal. And you're supposed to read that every morning and every night. I honestly review mine all the time, okay? All the time. These exercises and these habits that we are getting from these books is going to help to fortify our mental health, okay? Remember, I told you guys on the last video that I uploaded, I need you to mind the business that minds you. And that's protecting your mind. Remember this, okay? Change your mind, change your life. You change your mind, you change your life. I don't care what your circumstance looks like right now. You understand? The fact that you have a phone, the fact that you have a TV, because a lot of y'all watch me on TV, and YouTube analytics, we can see how people are engaging with us. And I know that I'm being viewed on television for a lot of my subscribers or the people that come across my channel, but also a lot of you are viewing on smartphones as well. So you're blessed enough to have electricity. You're blessed enough to have access to information and data. This is the year of applying all of this knowledge that is at our fingertips, okay? There is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path, okay? That is the theme of this video. We already know that home ownership builds wealth. We already know that I'm probably not doing myself any financial justice by renting year after year. And I'm gonna be real with some of y'all that are on public assistance. This is gonna be your wake-up call, right? Because the Trump administration and Doge, they are on a rampage to get rid of wasteful spending, as they call it, right? We cannot like it. We can feel attacked. We can feel like the wealthy are attacking the poor. But I want to submit for your consideration. If you could take your mind off of victimhood, you understand that poverty is actually a sin. I might get some flack for saying this, but I have to be obedient over the purpose in my life, okay? And the Lord is telling me to remind you guys that poverty is a sin, okay? Especially in a world like today, right? I know what I'm saying is risky, but somebody got to have these real conversations. Somebody got to let you know at your big age that you should not be depending on Section 8 or public assistance anymore, right? And if anybody's going to tell you, it's going to be me, okay? Because I had a housing voucher at one point in time. I was a single mother at one point in time. I was in a very toxic relationship at one point in time, right? My parents are immigrants. I basically raised myself. When you're talking about, knowing how to navigate America, like foreigners are different when they raise their kids. Nobody cares about our emotion. Nobody cares how we feel. You basically got to go to school. You got to get good grades and you got to get a job. That's it, right? Don't come to me with nothing else. So I had to learn how to navigate the nuances of my mind and my emotions and just socialization by myself. I did not have parents to guide me through that because my parents were both immigrants. So what they could teach me was how to live from their country, but they couldn't teach me how to live in America. I had to learn that by myself. All right. And what I have come to figure out now is that there are a lot of mind tricks that are played on everybody in this world today, right? And what I need to do is show y'all how not to get tricked out the bag, right? I want y'all to stop being dependent on the federal government, because the federal government is no longer what it used to be, right? We are watching federal workers, people who have dedicated their lives to be public servants. They are getting laid off like it's nothing. Nobody cares how they're going to pay their bills. Nobody cares how they're going to pay their mortgage. And then to double down on that, they are also proposing cuts to the Section 8 and housing programs. So that is letting you know that we are moving into a world, at least for the next 4 years, where you're going to have to do your job. You're going to have to take care of yourself. You're going to have to step out of the woe is me. One of the benefits that I could say that I had as a daughter of immigrants and coming from the parents that I have, both of my parents are entrepreneurs. I didn't grow up watching my parents go to work. I grew up watching my parents work their business. And it's like that in their countries. My mom is Dominican and my dad is Haitian. So in those countries, most people, every family has like some type of trade or service or business. And that's how people make their living. It's not like here where, we have a large federal government and there's all these corporations and people have jobs. For the majority in my parents' countries, in Dominican Republic and Haiti, people survive by having their own businesses. Okay. I am so blessed that I was able to see that growing up versus seeing people depending on jobs. No shade to anyone that goes on a job every day, but as we are seeing today, right? Jobs are not certain. Even running your own business is not certain, but the type of habits and skills that you get from running your own business is that you are not dependent on someone else for your livelihood. You're only dependent on your customers. And actually, you understand investing in yourself and becoming better in your services or making your products better and more, more dependable so that the clients come looking for you, right? Because once you establish yourself in business, people actually start looking for you. You don't have to go looking for them. That's one of the most beautiful things about being a business owner and investing in yourself and getting better all the time, and your results will speak for themselves. But let's circle back to Section 8 and housing vouchers, right? When I got out of a bad relationship, I was in a relationship, and long story short, because I hate going down like dark memories and like my dark past. I don't like talking about drama and trauma. I don't want to trauma bond, but I want y'all to know why I can say what I'm saying to you is because I realized that I was not in poverty because I was poor. I was in poverty because I was around a lot of poor, low-level mindset. I was around a lot of poor, low-level thinking. And I'm going to keep it 1,000 for the chosen ones that are watching this video. And this is your time to wake up out of that poverty. Like it's a demonic cycle. Okay. It's a demonic attack. A lot of people are living in poverty that are not supposed to be living in poverty. There are people that are poor and maybe they have some type of health situations, or they have just been generationally cursed with a poor way of thinking. As much as all of this disruption feels uncomfortable, God's hand is in this, okay? God's hand is disrupting our dependability on other people. God's hand is showing you that you can't depend on man. You got to depend on self, all right? And your relationship with the Most High. Once I realized this, okay, and I realized that, what are you doing, Vicky? Why, when I was going through the process with the housing voucher that I had, I always had my own business. Like, I was always a realtor since 2004. When the market crashed in 2008, I decided to do hair. When I went through that difficult breakup because the guy I was dating at the time was paying all the bills, and once I found out he was cheating, of course he ain't want to pay my bills no more. So I had to find a place to stay for me and my kids. And I chose to go and apply for a housing voucher. I lived in a shelter, okay? And in order to get that housing voucher, I had to get a job because they would not give me the voucher as a self-employed person. They said that I had to have a part-time or full-time job, and I can't remember exactly what the hours were, but I think I needed to work at least 20 hours a week, but I couldn't work more than 30 hours a week, okay? So there is that. This is why the housing voucher will keep you stuck in poverty if you stay dependent on it. I'm not saying it's not okay to get a housing voucher to help yourself out, because I am grateful for all of the public services that are available, because I had to use them once when I was a single mom, and I was going through a difficult time. But I promise you that came about for me because that's what everybody around me was like. Oh, girl, you could do this. Oh, girl, you could do that. I didn't have nobody in my head like, no, Double down. Go get a hotel room. Hustle with your kids. Save your money. Work how many hours you need to work. Go and get a daycare voucher. Go and get assistance to help you with someone credible to watch your kids so that you can work the hours that you need to work to get the money that you need to make so that you can get a down payment for a home. I had to learn that on my own, right? Because social services will keep you in a cycle of poverty if you allow them to keep you in that cycle of poverty, okay? I was blessed enough that the caseworker that I had, she could tell that I was just not built for that, right? And she said, Vicky, if I'm going to ask you to get a job so that we can get you a housing voucher and we can get you and your kids into your own apartment. And I did. I got a job at Bloomingdale's. I'm telling y'all stuff that I don't be telling people, but I'm sharing this with y'all because we are in a critical time right now. And nobody's going to tell y'all like I'm telling y'all that this ain't the season to be out here crying about a Section 8 voucher, crying about not being able to find a landlord that will rent to you Section 8, because that's happening in the DMV. More and more landlords are opting out of the program because so many people have been abusing the program. Elon and Trump and all them, they already know that there are people that have been hustling the Section 8 program, and they're about to get rid of it, or they're gonna put even more oh, my bad, I don't want to get my video taken down. But yeah, so long story short, I did what they told me to do. I got a job at Bloomingdale's. I went through the program, and within 3 months I stopped working at Bloomingdale's because I got my apartment, and then I just started my hair business back again. I went back and got my real estate license reinstated because I realized very quickly that if I would have stayed working at Bloomingdale's I think I was making like $13.75 an hour. And in order to keep that voucher, I couldn't work over 30 hours a week. Guys, that is no money. Like, where do I think, what was going to happen for me and my children if I stayed working at Bloomingdale's at $13 an hour, living on public housing, which we see today, they're trying to take that away, right? This was probably like 8 years ago when I was in that situation, but I only did it for 3 months. And I was like, nah, I told my caseworker, I was like, no, I'm going to start doing hair again because I can't live like this. You know what I mean? I appreciate the assistance. I appreciate that I was able to get a condo, like I was able to rent a nice place in a nice area for me and my kids. But I went back to doing hair, and I went back to running my business. Not only did I go back to doing hair, I got my real estate licenses all reinstated. I became licensed at first I only had my license in Maryland, right? I became licensed in Virginia, and I became licensed in DC because I understood that I had to maximize my income ability in order to be able to make the type of money that needs to be made to survive in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And I'm gonna tell y'all right here, right now, because I have all the data. In order for you to comfortably buy a house in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, you're gonna need to make over $100,000, okay? At that time, I was single, and quite frankly, I did not want to worry about if I had a man or if I didn't have a man. Back then, and this was 2013, okay, this was 2013, I realized that I needed to make $100,000, okay? I did not make $100,000 until 2018, all right? Or actually, yeah, 2018. I'd be right up in there. I was probably making like $60,000, $70,000 a year by myself. And again, the type of company that I was keeping was not a high level type of company, because most people, we're just going along living life. It's nobody's fault. It wasn't until I invested into self-development with a coach. Her name is Chanel Cooper Sykes, right? And she started teaching me about the metaphysical and all of the experiences that I was having. Chanel was talking about that everything that you are experiencing is a result of the way you are thinking. So if you have a poor level of thinking, you're going to live a poor quality of life. That's why the company that you keep is very important, y'all. I don't want to jump all over the place on this video, but I'm sharing this here for you guys that are watching me and y'all are getting like, you're feeling like, oh, but I can't do this. Like, yes, you can. If I could do it, you could do it, right? So it took me 5 years to hit $100,000, right? But I made $100,000 every year after that, with the exception of the last 2 years because I was on maternity leave, okay? But I went and did some research for y'all this morning because I was like, God, how much money do people really need to make right now to be able to buy a house? And you'll need to earn around 110 to 120,000 per year to qualify for a property of $400,000 or more. Okay, you could probably earn a little less, right? If you're going to buy a house at 300 or 200,000. So this is if you want to buy a single family house. Matter of fact, let's see how much because you could still buy, do you need to earn to purchase a property at 250K? Let's see, right? Okay, let's see what the answer comes up, okay? So I just wanted to share this with y'all because we're living in a world where, especially in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, there's so much housing shortage that all of these cuts that are being made that might feel like government doesn't care about us or the rich don't care about us. Guys, all of this is happening because the world is rapidly changing. Like Donald Trump said that he's going to give people from other countries, like wealthy people from other countries, a gold card, not a green card. He's going to allow them to purchase access or visas to America for $5 million. They will be able to purchase like a visa to come here. It's no longer going to be a green card. It's going to be a gold card. He only wants wealthy people to come into America. All right. That should be giving you guys a clue. This administration does not care about the poor. This administration is telling you that you need to get to the bag. All right. Making $100,000 or more in today's world is not hard, but it's going to require you to change some of your habits. It's going to require you to step into an ownership mindset. Okay. When I was working to get myself out of the poor level thinking that I had been accustomed to because of what was around me, okay? And let me tell y'all how this is fed to us. This is fed to us through all of those ghetto fabulous shows that come on VH1. And today, you know, they got a whole Zeus's network. I'm sorry, BET. I love y'all. But BET, like there is a lot of low level programming that is fed to the African American community, that is fed to the urban community. So even if you are a child of immigrants, if you are Black in America, this low level programming that wants you to believe that you are a victim, if you're a woman, you are no more valuable than your sexual appeal. If you are a young Black man, they have been feeding to us since the 90s gang banging and thug life and reckless behavior, sexual promiscuity. They have been feeding us with all of this junk, right? Since the 90s. They have been trying to trick us out the bag since the 90s, right? They took away shows like The Cosby. They took away shows like A Different World. They took away shows like Family Matters. They took away programming like Teen Summit that was once on BET, and I was on that show from 1996 all the way to 2000, where we spoke about topics that helped to empower the mind of the young Black youth. They took those shows away by design, okay? The only way you're going to get this type of knowledge is if you come across channels like mine, okay? And so I had to undo all of that programming, because when we're in it, we don't know that we are subconsciously being programmed, okay? We have been designed not to know what love looks like. We have been designed as men and women, especially of color, to not want to come together and build together, because you know how easy it would be for a husband and a wife or a girlfriend and a boyfriend to come together. Hey, babe, I make $65,000 a year. Okay, babe, I make $55,000 a year. Together, we make $110,000 a year. We could qualify to purchase anything up to $400,000 if we have a combined income of 110 or 120, right? We don't have to be out here paying rent. We don't have to be out here living off of Section 8, living in subpar housing because somebody said the projects was where it's at, because somebody's mama was passing down a voucher instead of teaching their children how to come out here and get to the bag and build businesses or go work for corporations and continue getting your certifications. Get into the fields that are paying. Get into medicine. Get into tech. Get into engineering. Get into agriculture. Get into architecture. Get into plumbing. Get into HVAC. Get into construction. Get into real estate. Nah, we gonna keep passing down vouchers. I'm gonna keep getting high with my kids. I'm gonna keep drinking with my kids. I'm gonna keep going to the club. I'm gonna keep watching, I'm gonna keep watching ratchet TV. I'm gonna keep showing my children that black people can't do nothing but rap and play ball, right? I'm speaking to somebody. I'm speaking to somebody because this wasn't even in the notes all like this. Y'all got to take accountability for you. This ain't no white man doing this to us, right? This is not the white man doing this to us. We have been perpetually programming our own selves by watching the filth, by promoting the filth, and by not taking accountabilities for our own lives, right? Because somebody will come and try to sell you a good course, a course that a mentorship program that's going to help change your mindset, that's going to help elevate you. And you'll be like, nah, I ain't going to do that. I ain't gonna do that. But then some ratchet rapper or some ratchet person that has built a platform off of selling their bodies or showing you, drill music, killing each other, just something ratchet. They come to your town and they charging $150. Not only are you gonna pay the $150 to go watch that show, you're gonna go and buy yourself an outfit. You're gonna go get your hair done. You're gonna go get your nails done. You're gonna pay for a babysitter, right? But you won't purchase the course or the mentorship to help you get out of a low-level way of thinking when all you got in today's world is your mind. This is the currency in today's world. It's your mind. And you can no longer say that you're not hip to the low-level programming that has been going on, because this video right here, I'm waking you up. If you choose to wake up, right? If you choose to wake up. Because some of y'all are going to watch this video and the real low level type people, they're not even watching this far. So if you're watching this far, that's an indication that you are ready to elevate to the next level. You are ready to elevate out of poverty. You are ready to step into ownership. I'm not telling y'all to buy a house because, I'm a realtor, right? I would love for you to hire me to be your realtor if you're in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. But everybody that watches me is not in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, okay? I'm telling you guys to buy a house because if you look around, the world is moving to a ownership type society. The people with the money are literally building entire communities where your only option is going to be to rent, right? Once upon a time, renting was affordable. Once upon a time, you could find a rent and maybe not pay more than $1,500 a month for a 2 or 3 bedroom. Once upon a time, those days are gone, y'all. I told y'all on the last video, I was in a rental community. It was a luxury rental, but there was nothing luxury about it, y'all. And they are charging $3,900 a month for a 3-bedroom, 3-level townhouse. You could get that same property and only spend $3,200 a month, okay? So When I tell y'all that it's very important for you to elevate your mind and not get stuck into a low-level poverty thinking, not get stuck into the programming that wants to keep you feeling subpar, wants to keep you thinking that you can't do it, I'm here to tell you that you can. I'm here to tell you that you need to aim for 6 figures or more very quickly. All right? If you can't do it by yourself, do the work. And I'm not even going to get into relationships. What I am going to tell you is that if 2 people can come together with a solid income or supporting each other, so that one person can go get it, we have to do the work of our integrity. We have to go back to family. We have to go back to working as a community, to putting value into 2-parent households so that our children are not going to get swiped up in this world, because the government is changing. Even if the Democrats get back in office, I promise y'all that a lot of what the Republicans are doing right now is still going to be here 4 years plus from now. Because at the end of the day, it's about money. At the end of the day, it's about money, okay? Taking care of the poor is no longer profitable, right? If Donald Trump is giving out a gold card, and he said it, go watch the video. He wants wealthy people to come to America. He wants people with money, people with business ideas to come to America. He no longer wants people to come to America that the government is going to have to support, right? They want to deport all those people. If you don't bring us no value, get out of here. And what you think? That's going to trickle down to the Americans. That's why they're trying to put more stipulation on the housing voucher and HUD and all of this, because they're tired of people living off the government. They want us to get into production, because the way of the future is production. You're going to have to produce. You're going to have to show up every day. I'm sorry, guys. We no longer want you working from home. We want you in the office, because they want to make you produce as much as you can. That is the currency. That's why I said your mind is the true currency. And it's only up to you on how you use it. Okay? So, if making 100,000 seems a little bit uncomfortable for you, I'm going to end this video with some real knowledge, okay? Because I don't want you watching my videos and just feeling good off of what I'm saying. I want you to watch my videos and take away something to do. So, $100,000 plus is going to get you a property 380 and above, right? But if you're like, Vicky, I don't know, maybe I can't earn $100,000. That's a lot for me. Okay. You could make an income of $55,000 to $60,000 and purchase a property at $250,000. Okay. I told y'all this on another video, that the base income you need by yourself is $55,000 or more. All right. I want y'all to shoot for 100. Even if you don't buy a property at 400,000, in today's world, 6 figures is the new middle class. And $100,000 is actually like a very low part of the middle class, okay? This is real. If y'all don't know the stats, I might make that another video. We can go through like the classes and the income that people make so you guys can hear this, because people aren't having this conversation. People want us to think that Black people are victims. The white man is holding us down. Blacks aren't buying houses. I got data on that too, and I'm gonna share that with y'all before we end. But $250,000. If you are in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, $250,000 can get you a decent little townhouse or even a 2-bedroom condo. This is going to get you in the door so that you can have some equity, so that you can have some ownership. If you have been living in public housing, or you've been renting somebody else's property and they're not even taking care of that property, they're letting it go to shit. Excuse my French, but I know a lot of people that have been living like that. When I was renting, I lived in a condo. The last condo that I lived in had mold. And then the owner was like trying to act like she ain't know where it came from. She tried to blame it on me. I've been through some stuff. I'm only speaking to y'all from what I know. All right. So if you could rent someone's subpar property, why not buy your own? Why not do what you got to do to make at minimum $55,000 ain't a lot of money. $55,000. Let me just tell y'all what that is on a monthly basis, okay? On a monthly basis, 55,000 divided by 12, that's about 4,600. I'm gonna round up. That's $4,600 a month, okay? Aim to make at least $5,000 a month. Aim to make at least $5,000 a month. This is going to be the beginning of your level up. This is going to be the beginning of your glow up. Because if you can do that for the next year, right? If you can do that for the next 3 to 6 months, you will be able to qualify for a home loan. We are going into tax season. I'm going to keep reminding y'all, y'all are about to get a lot of money. Don't go blowing your tax money on crap. Because if you're not making at least $55,000 a year, you shouldn't be taking trips out the country. You should not. No. If you're living on public assistance in today's world, you should be saving that tax money, because that's what I did to get you and your children out of government housing, because they're coming for government housing. And I don't want y'all to get left behind, because what I don't hear them talking about on the media, I don't hear them talking about what they're going to do if in fact HUD gets the funding slashed the way Doge wants to slash funding for HUD. What will they do with the people who still can't afford market rate? Don't wait for that. American government is changing. They don't want to take care of poor people. Okay? So if you grew up with that type of thinking, you're going to have to snap out of it. Money is out here. It's just the fact of, are you willing to do the work? Okay? And if you have kids, I wouldn't recommend you leaving your kids with anybody to go out here and get the bag. I would recommend you to use your mental power to figure out how to make money around your children's school schedule, or how can you make money from home with your kids. That's why I did hair, because I wasn't about to just leave my kids anywhere all day, every day, just so I could go work, okay? And you could Uber. Okay, you could do Uber Eats, you could do Instacart. Those are very good side hustles that you can do with your children, so you don't have to just leave them with anybody, because a lot of people like to use their kids as an excuse as to why they can't do this and that. We're going to have to get uncomfortable, guys. We're going to have to get uncomfortable in today's world if you want to succeed and not get left behind. I am letting you know that y'all need to be aiming for $100,000 or more yearly to survive and to become homeowners. But if you cannot get to $100,000, at least get to $55,000 and get your credit score to a 620 or more. And this is going to put you in position to purchase a property of at most $250,000. That's going to help you get into the game. That's going to help you to become a homeowner and to step away from poverty. It's not about owning the biggest house on the block. No, it's about getting into a home and getting into the right home so that you can build wealth. Okay? I'm not going to make this video too much longer. I'll have part 2 here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Until we meet again, bye-bye. Real talk, y'all. It ain't a game. It ain't a game.